What's going on, guys? Shout out Raj here. Welcome back to the channel. It's our first day at Go Fest in New York City, so we've got a whole lot of research and we've got a whole lot of shinies to hunt. So with that being said, let's get into it. And we'll go ahead and start today off with a shiny Zamazenta. That'd be really awesome if this thing has the background. That's one of our goals, along with the Zacian, get the backgrounds with the shiny. So let's catch it and find out. We've got a caught, but let's see, will it have the background? And after we register it to the decks, it did not. I accidentally clicked it, but it did not. So that's unfortunate. We'll keep hunting for it. We've got 3 2Ks here, and let's see, these are gonna be full of the costumes, but there's also a chance of Spinda, but it's really rare. So let's see what we get here. The first one is a blue hat Pikachu. And egg number 2 is another blue hat Pikachu. And how about number 3 is a Phalanx. So that's pretty fun. We are back with some research, and we've got page 1 of Jersey City's Hero's Journey. That was just catch some Pokemon and spin some stops. Wasn't anything too crazy. So we'll go ahead and collect this. And then we also have level 48 challenge to collect, so let's see what we get from here. And we got a Carbink. Man, I can't wait to get that shiny. That's gonna be a really good one. We've got the Carbink caught, and yeah, nothing super great. Now we need to choose a path, and I'm gonna choose Zacian. So I like that one a little bit more than the other one, especially the shiny. I like that shiny better. And for page 2, we need to hatch an egg, power up a fairy type Pokemon 5 times, and earn 3,000 Stardust. Now we can go ahead and finish the level 48 challenge, get this Stardust and these berries, or nope, it just changed on me. So collected those berries a little bit early, but we'll get this XP and then we'll get an encounter with Lucario. It's pretty fun. We already have the hundo of this, so. And the final rewards are 4,800 Stardust, 3 XL rare candies, and an encounter with an Axew. Not shiny. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's all right. Now we need to collect this field research before we can collect any of this, and it is a shiny Corsola, so that's pretty freaking awesome. This completes the set for us, and we don't need to hatch 7K eggs. That Corsola's been caught, and like I said, is a second one, so that set is officially done, and it's not the best, so that one will probably stay a Corsola, and the other one will evolve. We've got our second Zamazenta brought down. Let's see if we can go back to back. That'd be really awesome. And survey says, is it back to back? It is not. And at 2150, you want a 2188. We've got a caught. Will it have the background? And this time it did have the background. And check it out, we've got another new shiny Spinda. That's pretty freaking awesome. I'm not sure which pattern this is, but you know, we'll take it. We've got a caught, and it's being registered to the decks now. That's pretty freaking awesome. We'll definitely take that. And is it any good? No, not really, but still pretty fun. We've got our first Gigantamax Cinderace brought down, and we had 100 people in there, so it was pretty easy, but I'm not gonna do too many of these. Can't be shiny, but let's see if we get a good one. Yeah, it's all right. So we'll do a few and see how we do, kind of like the Rillaboom. We've got another Zamazenta here. Now let's see if we can combine the last two. We got a shiny, and then we got one with the background, and let's see if we can get a shiny with the background. That's really what we'd like, and there hasn't been very many Zacians, but you know, that's all right. We'll find them eventually. So will this one be a shiny? It will not. And a 2130, so not a hundo either. We've got yet another Zamazenta. The last one wasn't shiny, and it wasn't a hundo, but it did have the background. So we've done 3. 1 was shiny, and 2 had backgrounds. Let's see if we can combine that. That'd be really fantastic. And will we get a shiny right here? We did not. And a 2165, so that one's pretty decent. All right, we've got this one caught, and of course it had the background. So the only one we don't have with the background is the shiny one. That's unfortunate. And yeah, that one's pretty decent. We've got some 5Ks here. We'd really like a shiny Rockruff Dust form, but let's see what we can get. First one is a Hawklucha, and number 2 is a Druddigon. How about egg number 3 is another Hawklucha. And that's a 1377 for the hundo on that. And the next egg is a Druddigon, so no shiny yet. And the last one, I believe, is a Turtonator. But that's pretty close to a hundo here. 1370, yeah, so that's unfortunate, but let's go ahead and check the rest of these. We didn't even get a Rockruff in that one, but yeah, nothing else in there. And we've got some 2Ks here. We have the shiny Phalanx with the costume, and we have the red hat with the costume. So we need the yellow and the blue Pikachus. But let's see what we get here. First one's a Phalanx, not shiny. And number 2 is a yellow Pikachu. And how about the third one? It is another failing. So no shinies right there, but you know, that's all right. We'll take it. Nothing too great. We are back with a new shiny and one I really like. Shiny Citadel. That is freaking awesome. Let's catch it and see how good it is. All right, we've got it caught. Now it's time to register it to the deck. So I really like this shiny. The gray with the orange just really works. I really like it. But let's go ahead and see, is it any good? It's decent. So one more of those and we'll have that set complete. We've got a Zacian here. Let's see if we can get a blue one on our first one like we did with the Zamazenta. We got a pink one on our first one. But let's see if that will be the same case here. And survey says it is not. And a 2159. All right, we've got another shot at a shiny Zacian. So let's see if this will be the one and have a background. It's what we'd really like to see. And will it be? It is not shiny and a 2126. So not a hundo either. We've got another Zacian here, and it is not shiny, and a 2158. That's a bummer. All right, we've got the Zamazenta here, and I did a test run to Liberty City Park. That way I had an idea of how to get there, and I wasn't just trying to figure it out in the morning. Like, I've never rode the subway and stuff before, so it was all new to me, and I wanted to have an idea before I just tried to do it first thing in the morning. But let's go ahead and see if we can get a shiny with a background here. But we did get some incredible stuff, as you guys seen. That was pretty freaking awesome. Unfortunately, we didn't record it together, but I was able to screen record it, so you guys did get to see it, which is pretty freaking nice. But let's see, can we get that shiny with a background? That would be super sick. And it is not shiny in a 2140. Man, the city is loud. I really enjoy my little quiet town compared to New York, but we've got 4 eggs here. Let's see, we need a yellow and a blue costume. There's a yellow, but it wasn't shiny. And the second one is a blue, so we got one of each. We just need them to shine. The third egg is a red, so we got the red, blue, and yellow, and then if this one's a phalanx, that'd be pretty cool. And nope, it's a blue, but none of them were shiny. That's unfortunate, and I don't see 527's the best, and that's not a hundo, but you know, it's all good. Now let's check this research we've got here. We've got page 3 complete, so let's get these potions, let's get these revives, and let's get this Stardust, and then we'll get 20 balls, 2 premium passes, and we'll get an encounter with a Zacian, not shiny, and a 2150. We've got a caught. We know 2150 is not a hundo, but we take a look anyway. And we have page 4 ready to go. We need to win 2 raids, power up steel type Pokemon pin time, and use 5 super effective charge attacks. So let's get to that. We've got another shiny here. It's not as exciting as the new ones, but we did get a shiny Durant, so that's pretty fun. All right, we've got it caught, and we'll check it. Yeah, it's all right, but I'm still pretty excited that we got a Carbink, and we got 1 Frigibax. We just need 2 more of those. Got another Zacian here, still looking for that shiny, but we're making our way to Central Park and see what's going on over there. Just to, you know, have somewhere to go, I guess. I was just aimlessly wandering around before, but we'll just give ourselves a destination. See if we can get ourselves a shiny with a background. That'd be pretty awesome. And it is not shiny and a 2168, so it's a decent one. And there's no background on it, but we'll go ahead and take a look at it. Yeah, not too bad. And we have 5 5Ks here, so let's see what these bring. The first one is a Bombardier. And how about number 2? Ooh, it's a shiny Druddigon. That's awesome. That's our first one, so we'll definitely take that. And number 3 is a Hawklucha. Number 4 is a pup, and then the last one is going to be another pup, not blue, so that's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and check this Druddigon real quick. And pretty decent. Overall, we'll take it. Well, there was another Zamazenta here, but it timed out. But let's go ahead and complete page 4 and collect all this good stuff and see what page 5 wants us to do. We need to earn 2 candies exploring with our fairy type Pokemon as our buddy, change Zacian's form, and win 2 max battles. I haven't checked a raid in front of you guys for a while. I've been doing plenty of them, but still no luck. Let's see if we can get that to change right here. We've mostly been doing Zamazenta. I haven't seen too many Zacians, but we will find them, and there's a shiny, so I'm glad I decided to do this one in front of you guys. 2154, not the greatest, but you know, hopefully it has a background. The first one didn't have a background. Let's see if this one does, and it did not either, so that's unfortunate. One is a Zamazenta. It's teased us a couple times with the shiny, but neither one of those had the background, so let's see if this one will be the one, and survey says not shiny. And a 2188, so there's a hundo. That's pretty freaking sweet. All right, we've got it caught, and hopefully this one has the background. And unfortunately, it did not, but we did get a hundo, so that's pretty cool. Well, we missed the last hour of the event, but that's all right, because I got to meet some new people, and some people came up and said hello. So if you see me out here, you know, I would really love for you to come say hi. That's more important than me catching shinies, I promise you that. But let's see if we can get that shiny Zacian right here. That'd be pretty fantastic. This won't be the last one in the park. We'll catch a couple more on the way out, but we're gonna start making our way that way. So let's see, can we finally get a blue one? We finally did, let's go. 2129, not the best CP, but hopefully it's got that background. We're definitely gonna have to look at this and see how many raids we did for this thing, but it was just a fight. Just please have the background after we register it. And there it is, finished registering, and no background. So we've got 3 shinies and none of them have had the background. But let's go ahead and see how many raids for this we've done. We've done 42, so those are not good odds, but hopefully we can get that background with the shiny. Well, we've got a little wind here and that feels real nice, but we also have the page 5 complete. So let's go ahead and get these particles. We'll get these berries and then 1000 Stardust. Then we'll get some Elite and Charged TMs along with some stickers, and then we'll move on to page 6, which looks like it's an auto-complete. So yeah, we're here with page 6 and it is an auto-complete. Let's go ahead and get this XP and Stardust and that'll be done. So that was fun. Alright guys, we made it back to the hotel, and on the way we did get another shiny Zacian and we did get another shiny Zamazenta, but unfortunately we still didn't get a background, so that's 5 total with no background. But we did catch 40 on the day. We got a Spearow, Pikachu, 2 Farfetch'd, a Heracross, 3 Slugmas, a Corsola from the research, Spinda, a Glameow, Ferroseed, Clink, Druddigon, Golett, Heatmore, Durant, White Flabebe, 2 Skiddos, so that's pretty freaking awesome. That set is complete. We got an NK, we got 2 Binacles, that set is also complete. The Carbink, that was pretty freaking awesome. We got 2, I don't remember one of these Rockruffs, but neither one of them is the dust form, so that's unfortunate. That's still something we gotta hunt. We got a Fomantis, a Turtonator, Togedemaru, a Scovit, Phalanx with the costume. I think this is one of the best costumes. That's just hilarious. Just, he's a train. That's hilarious. And then there you see we got 2 Zacians and we got 2 Zamazentas, and then we also did get the Hundo Zamazenta, but it didn't have a background. But you know, we were getting no shinies. We started off with a shiny and then we just had a long drought without any shinies, and they started coming in at the end. But we still got plenty of event left, so that one was almost the floor, so that's pretty fun. And we got a Bombardier, we got 2 Citadels, so this set is complete. That is pretty freaking awesome. And I think we'll go ahead and evolve one of these right now. And I think we'll evolve this one. Sounds good. And we'll turn that into a Titan, and that set will be officially done. So all in all, we had a pretty good day, and like I said, I lost at least an hour on the end of the day with spawns, but it's worth it. If you guys see me and you want to come say hi, I'd love for you to do that. So there's the Titan being registered, and such a cool shiny. The whole family is just super freaking cool. I'm glad we were able to complete that.
But then we got the Frigiback, so we still need 2 more Frigibacks, but we did get 1 of each of the new shinies. So the Frigibacks and the Carbink, which the Carbink is a really cool shiny, man. That thing is just super cool in my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Alright, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to say thank you to the people that I met today and just sat and chat with. That was pretty fun, so I appreciate your time. And then also the people that came up to me and said hello. That meant a lot to me. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I can see more of you guys out there. If you're enjoying this content and you want to see more of it, you can check it out right here. And don't forget you can subscribe on the other side. And also hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. So with that being said, I'll see you next time.